Smiley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Saturday, May 21st. So the moon is going to be in Aquarius all day, giving us a bigger, brighter perspective on what is actually possible. The moon in Aquarius does help us kind of emotionally detach from some of the situations that we've become too intertwined with in order for us to act as the observer, see the bigger perspective, see the bigger vision. We're definitely doing our part to kind of isolate ourselves just a tad, to find a little bit of solitude so that we can recognize where it is that we need more independence and freedom from some of the aspects that have become a little bit heavier in our realm. So there are 10 different aspects here today. 8 of them involve the moon. Right out of the gate, we have the moon bumping into Venus in a very positive way. This is going to really allow us a little bit of a better perspective on what it is that we actually want, need, and desire in our relationships. Venus, of course, the goddess of love and beauty and pleasure and worth, is in Aries energy, fired up, ready to push forward, ready to advocate, ready to really stand her ground. In this Aries energy, we are not so much attached to the past. We are focused on what it is that we actually want, need, and desire, and what it is that we're actually willing to fight for. The moon in Aquarius is offering us a bigger, broader perspective, a vision, a dream of the futuristic realm in which we desire to actually manifest. This is going to help us ground ourselves out, get very, very close to what it is that we're actually lacking in our lives right now, especially where our personal relationships are concerned. The moon will be semi-square Neptune and Mars, of course, both of them in Piscean energy. This semi-square does add a little bit of a tension point, a little bit of friction, in order for us to actually see what it is that our heart, our soul actually desires. Neptune is the energy of our dreams, our higher self, our intuition, our soul contracts, while Mars is in Piscean energy, but is really only kind of taking action in the world right now when we are intuitively inspired to do so. This little semi-square is definitely putting us at odds with the disconnect that we may be feeling with the greater, grander vision, the greater, grander dream that we're trying to concoct at this time. But it is going to be, again, a conflict point in order for us to realize where change is needed the most. The moon will be sextile Chiron, the wounded healer. This is a positive aspect, a positive energy that is going to help us see, again, the greater, grander picture, the bigger perspective on what it is that we are actually healing at this time, which, again, with Chiron in Aries energy, we are looking to heal our ego wounds, our identity wounds. The moon in Aquarian energy, of course, giving us an upper hand by being able to emotionally disconnect, is allowing us to see why some of the situations that have been difficult, have created a detachment, have created a loss, needed to happen in order to actually free us from some of the roles, responsibilities, relationships, commitments that we're no longer in alignment with. The moon in Aquarius is going to square Uranus, its ruler. Uranus is in Tauran energy, really shaking up our physical realms, our physical circumstances. Uranian energy is the great awakener, like trying to show us where in our physical circumstances, the foundations that we have built in our routines, in our relationships, in our money matters, where it's not so safe, where it's not so stable. And in kind of creating this inner turmoil, this inner conflict, this tension point, we are going to see why things need to fall apart in order for us to put them back together in a better way. The moon semi-squares Jupiter. Jupiter is about growth and expansion. He's in Aries energy, fresh into Aries energy, a fire sign. This is putting us in a position where we desperately want change. We want to see improvement. We want to see progress in our lives. But of course, it's super slow manifesting at this time because we're in eclipse energy, although we're moving away from that, and we're in retrograde energy, definitely looking back more so than looking forward. Mercury, who is in its place of power in Gemini, who is retrograde, is going to be bumping into the sun. The sun just moved in to Gemini energy. We just began this Gemini season late last night. Now, Mercury bumping into the sun in this way, because of course Mercury is on his way moving back into Tauran energy here tomorrow. These two kind of interacting in the cosmos in this way is always a huge pivotal point. When the sun is interacting with any of the planets, it's a huge illumination. It gives us life force energy. It gives us a huge, huge will and determination to pour our focus, energy, and attention into this particular energy that the planet represents. And of course, Mercury is our mental plane. Now, Mercury being in Gemini means that we are debating between two different choices, two different options, two different decisions, two different paths. It is retrograde though, so we are having to reflect. We are having to kind of look back, review our plans, take a second look at some of the situations that have popped off and see it from a different set of eyes. So Mercury conjunct the sun is definitely pushing us to look back before we can actually move forward. When Mercury actually moves back into Tauran energy, we're going to be very concentrated, very fixed on what it is that we had an opportunity to build that we didn't quite get to actually manifest, and what it is that we have to put our blinders onto and focus on very greatly to have a different understanding, a different foundation of understanding that maybe we're a little bit skewed about at this particular moment in time. The moon is going to sextile Venus. This is a positive energy. This is a positive aspect. It means that we are definitely working on identifying what it is that we need emotionally to feel safe, to feel secure. We are identifying what it is that our passions are, what it is that we actually desire for ourselves, where it is that we want new experiences to bring us joy and happiness and pleasure. And of course, the moon in Aquarius is trying to show us the bigger, brighter picture, the bigger perspective on what is actually possible when we become a little bit more independent, a little bit more free from some of the restricting relationship dynamics that, of course, we're actively trying to move away from. The moon will be squaring the true node. This is a tension point. This is a conflict point. And the true node, of course, is trying to get us on the right path, align us to our futuristic realm of possibilities, our soul's mission, our soul's purpose. But the square is a conflict point. It's a tension point. We're literally moving into a boxing ring of emotions here. And the moon in Aquarius is trying to show us the greater, grander vision, the plan, the dream, the goal. And right now, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to us. We're having a little bit of an issue trying to logically and practically make a plan, make a strategy, and how it is that we're actually going to start building the bridge from where it is that we're at to where it is that we desire to be. We are going to end the day off with Venus making a very tough aspect to the true node. This particular aspect is likely going to present itself in our exterior realm. This is going to show us a situation that is out of our control and likely going to be illuminating for us the relationship dynamics that currently aren't working in our lives. This particular aspect needs to pop off, needs to show us where it is that we're uncomfortable, where it is that we need change and transformation, where it is that we need to stand in our power, advocate for ourselves, fight for what it is that we want, desire, and believe in. And of course, the true node, trying to get us on the path of our destiny point, our soul's mission, we're going to have to rewrite a couple of ideas, review a couple of plans, We might have to cross people out of the script altogether. But what this situation is going to do for us is it's going to create a huge perspective, a huge illumination on what it is that we're not happy with, what it is that is not bringing us peace, harmony, balance, stability, joy, and pleasure. Emotionally speaking, we are trying to cut the cord with the things that are sucking the life out of us. And in order to figure that out, we have to be put in a particular situation of uncomfortability, especially in a certain relationship dynamic that many of us are having a hard time disconnecting and detaching from.